Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Taya and this is Granola, my forever island in Animal Crossing New Horizons. It's a very big moment on Granola. I have posted the second ever dream address on this island, which means I have now overridden my first version of Granola, and now Coffee Core Dream Address is out in the world. Now it's time to do our island tour. I've already had the party with the Goldie branches. We did a couple of parties actually on this island, and I'm so excited to share with you the coffee core version of Granola before we move on to the next theme, which is going to be Red Romance, aka Valentine's Day theme. So we're starting here, of course, at the airport, and I have this beautiful flag, which was the same flag that I used on Retirement Forest Granola. It fit and it suited, so we just kept it the same. I have, of course, my yellow airport, and then we go into the entrance. But before we get too far into it, let's check out the map. So this is the final map for Coffee Core Granola. And we have Kyle, Charlize, Timbra, Buzz, Bee, Weber, Kitty, Jitters, Anacotti, and Opal. And Opal being the spokesperson for this island, the ultimate coffee core villager, just because I wanted her for a very long time and I just always put her at the forefront of this island. I'm not really exactly sure why, but it just felt right. So starting here at the entrance, I just wanted it to feel very cozy and city-like. I wanted there to be a lot of shops and cafes, of course, on this island. But I love how there's this little cafe to start over here, which is so cute. And I love the Vespa at the front. This very much reminds me of my Canada Core island of Okanda in its color scheme and everything, but it just feels so quaint. I love the crosswalk. Of course, there's KK playing for us today. And this entrance is pretty close to my resident services, but I still wanted it to feel like thicker buildings. So I put some tables up on a second level there to add some depth to these buildings in the front here. And I love how this turned out. I ended up putting these bistro tables in between as like an entrance, but kind of like a walkthrough. And I think this is one of my favorite times of integrating resident services into the rest of the island. Like, resident services on this version of Granola feels the most like it's still a part of the island kind of thing. I will try, as usual, to put all of the custom designs for this island in the description, and I also will link to the Pinterest board that has all of them saved as well, so you can check them out. And I am going to go to the left to start. And we're just going to take a quick detour down onto this beach real fast. I have a bottle? I thought I already grabbed the bottle for today. What the heck? We have a little fishing spot here that is just super cute, and a little place where they can cook the fish that they've caught. And also, one of my favorite builds that I had on Retirement Forest Granola was these little like public washrooms. So I had to include at least one public washroom. And this is another Retirement Forest build that I just updated for this version of Granola, which is the Yoga Beach. And the Yoga Beach did change locations, but I'm really happy with how this one turned out. It definitely has more of a coffee core flair to it. Back onto land, the first build we have here is the post office. I'm so happy with this post office. It's so cute. I love the little guy who's like running the post office is so sweet. And all of the customizations in this area are very subtle. Like, I customized that package back there, and then I customized this heart envelopes, which will tie into the next theme of Granola. Everything is really just seamlessly tying itself together, which is very cute. And then, of course, I put a little Granola custom design onto the trash can as well to make it even more themed. Okay, so somebody the other day commented, and I can't find it to insert it here, but somebody commented that I say little so many times. I never noticed it before. I actually never noticed it before. And now that I've noticed it, I can't unhear it. And yeah, I say little so many times. So many times. Please forgive me. Stay hydrated. Right next to the post office, I have a cute little pharmacy. I actually ended up adjusting the pharmacy last minute to be more brown colors. I think it suits this whole island's vibe a lot better. I just realized that I probably could have given the gyroid a little bit of a different color to suit in, but there are a lot of blue tones in these customizations for the pharmacy anyways, so I think it also makes sense. Also, I feel like blue is a very pharmacy color, weirdly. This is actually should be our #1 mascot for this island, Mr. Jitters. I'm sorry that I completely blew past you. And he was funnily the first villager that I got on this island. Now we have our little canal with some seating, but I wanted to pop up here to the museum real quick. We have our gyroid saxophone busker next to a little fountain here. And this museum build, I'm obsessed with. I'm actually so obsessed with this museum build. I think it's perfectly cute. I love how the pathing kind of like zigzags down in front of it, and there's just like a mix of all this different pathing. And then if you cut through here, you can get back to resident services as well. But let's continue to the left. To this canal street. And this, if you've seen the video where I was tearing down the first version of Coffee Core to build the second version of Coffee Core, this street is one of the main things that I wanted to get back to, because this is a build that I had on my first ever island, which was Glenny, the first ever Animal Crossing island that I had, and I was trying to recreate the format, the layout for that island. And this is a major thing that I wanted to recreate, but make it better. And I just love this little canal. It's so cute. And I also love how if you stand on this bridge, you can actually see up to a second level or a third level bridge, the second and third level bridges. We have our first villager home here, which is Jitters' house. He's so funny and cute. All of the villager homes are decorated as well. I won't be going in them now, but you can feel free to visit them if you visit the dream address, if they're home. In front of Jitters' house, I have a little Gran's Coffee, the first coffee shop that you get to, really. The first full coffee shop that you get to. I even put a little bakery in the back there, but I just love this signage. This was such a little cute touch, and I'm definitely going to include Gran's Coffee's shops in future versions of the island. I feel like each new theme that I build out on the island, I want to still keep remnants of the theme that's passed before, so that like over time the island just becomes more and more detailed and interesting and keeps a memory of the past. Yeah, we have of course the straight rock garden. Straight across rock garden. I actually really like this. It is very functional rock garden, although I don't really find myself coming over here to hit rocks. I think that it is cute that they're all here and just kind of tucked out of the way on this island. Down onto this beach, I have a little volleyball area to play a little beach volleyball. And that's pretty much it. I didn't really decorate the dock very well. Like, it's just pretty simple. I kind of like it this way, but maybe in the next version of Granola, I'll give the dock a little makeover. And one of my favorite parts of this version of the island is how I did this nature trail. I am obsessed with it. It leads out from this cafe on this side and kind of winds its way up and around the side of the island. Let's just check out this little bakery I love this little bakery close by Jitter's house. I forgot that I had these hat designs, and last minute was just like, oh my gosh, I want to add some of these hat designs in the island. So I had to make a specific bakery so that I could use these hat designs, and they're too cute. So coming up along the side of the island, we do have a little spot that is existent from the first version over here, just a little sitting spot on the beach. And you can come up through this walkway, tiny little duck pond, nothing like it was on the first version. There are gyroids throughout this forest, squeaking and carrying on. I just love how windy this path is, how much there is going on. And then of course we have our little wood chopping. The wallopoid is really wompoid or wallopoid, I can't remember which one that is going crazy. We have on the beach another little seating area with a radio and a little spot to get some sunlight. And then we have another coffee location, another Gran's Coffee over here on the beach. Just a little build. I think it's cute here. It's like kind of tucked away. This would be like where the locals want to take you, but nobody really knows about it. That's the secret Gran's Coffee spot. Back onto land, this incline takes you up to the apiary. And outside of the apiary, which is a place where bees live and make honey, there is a little honey store, and they also serve pancakes that are topped with freshly made honey from the farm. So that's cute. These flowers are actually from Retirement Forest Granola's little apiary, because they are the types of flowers, or they kind of look like the types of flowers that bees are naturally drawn to in nature. So that's why I used them here. And we have Bee and Buzz. Got it? We have Buzz and Bee's house here, of course. It's like, it just makes sense. And then past their houses, we have a farm. And I really love how this is transformed from what used to be Dobie's farm on the first version of the island. And I love it. I just love how I have one of each. So if I'm, making recipes or something, I can just come over here and harvest a little bit, as I do from time to time. And I just love how big of an area it is, and how there's just like one little bit of each. Like, there's not a whole lot of each different kind of vegetable. It's not that big of an area, truly, but I really do love it. Secret Beach has not changed. I really love this build that I found on Pinterest, and it has not done me wrong, so I'll just keep using it, but I updated the patterns on it. And we still have an abandoned spot where somebody was working on their old boat. Dobie picked up and left, but his boat is still here in a state of unfinished. I'd like to actually go forward from this build. I think. Yes. There are so many ways to go. Actually, we are going to keep on going over this way. There's so many ways to go on this island. We have a little walkway here that I think is just so precious and sweet. Just has all the nice colors, nice places to sit by the water, by the river. And a nice little bridge that goes over. And here we have Anicotti and Charlize's house. Anicotti loves wearing that little sports crop top. And actually, it's kind of cute on her. She really loves it. At this time of day, the pathing kind of gets lost in the reflection off of it. So it kind of looks like she's walking on nothing at all. But I just love how it is at this time of day. It's just bright. It feels very happy and morning vibes. It feels very like sunshiny and like early morning vibes, but it has that kind of golden hour quality to it, which I like. Anyways, this is just a little plaza where people can hang out and kind of, just be in community with each other in this little town vibe. Also love how Anacotti has a coffee cup in her, I almost said profile picture, in her photo. Up here, we do have a little office, and in the first version of Granola, I had a giant office build that didn't bring me any joy at all. And this, to be honest, was all the office that I need. So this is kind of like a newspaper publication or like just a media conglomerate, I'm gonna say. Like they have like news, of course, and all of that kind of stuff. And they also like publish a magazine. That's kind of my vibe that I'm thinking. And next to it, we have a little recording studio. Somebody's brought their bike here, and it's a little recording studio for all of the musicians on this island because I feel like music and like the arts in general are something that I very much associate with coffee. And speaking of things that I associate with coffee, we have our school area. I am absolutely obsessed with this school, how it came out. The building in the back is just like, just a fake building, but it's so cute. Man, the flooring really gets washed out, but I'll show shots of it at other times of day as well in the final montage. I also love how my house is in this area because it just makes it look like a professor's house next door to this school. All the bikes make it feel chaotic and lived in, and I'm really happy with how it came out. Crossing the bridge, we actually come to the park area. I just now realized the path that I'm gonna take around the island, so that'll be good. We'll end off at my house. Let me see here. I love this park so much. It's so cute. I love all the different kinds of pathing and the ducks and all the seating and everything. And it's open enough that it genuinely has the feeling of a park. It's funny because whenever I try to make a park in Animal Crossing, I'm like, well, real parks are just basically like open green space and trees. But if you make just like open green space and trees in Animal Crossing, it doesn't look like a whole lot. So it's kind of hard to convey the feeling of a park. And I think I did it, which I'm glad about. There's kind of like this worn away path down the middle. And then on either side, there's kind of patches of grass. Yeah, just kind of like patches of grass on either side. And random weeds and leaves and flowers. And bugs and that kind of thing. And of course, outside of the park, we do have a little Gran's Cafe, of course, Gran's Coffee, of course, because there can never be enough coffee shops on this island. This one specializes particularly in like pastries. They got a nice pastry selection, and people are eating it up. People are absolutely eating it up. People, you know, this is where all the Instagrammers come, the YouTubers and the TikTokers to try the viral desserts. We have our beautiful Able sisters here, which is so cute. And we have, along with Abel's, they have a little flower shop and they have like a special boutique. So I kind of imagine that this is like more accessory shopping and like outerwear kind of vibe, but it's part of Able Sisters, but they branded it slightly different. Maybe this is where Label is selling her things, but I kind of like the idea of having a little shops like overlapping. So this one is overlapping Able Sisters in a kind of cute way. I like it. And over the little bridge, you do have a shot towards that back neighborhood where Charlize and Anacotti are. And then next to the bridge, we have Kyle and Timbra's cafe. It's all cafes. I mean, it's funny because while I was building this island, I was like, have I put enough cafes on this island? I don't know if I put enough cafes in for it to really give coffee core. And now that I'm touring it, I'm like, girl, there's enough cafes. You actually put in a perfectly fine amount of cafes. You're good. So yeah, we have, this is more of like a Moroccan kind of vibe with all the Moroccan furniture. And I think this tea set really gives that vibe. And it's just like the plant cafe. This is where, you know, there's a lot of plants and you can buy yourself a little bonsai tree while you have a little coffee. And then down from Timber's house, we come down and this little pathway, oh my gosh, look at Jitters with his little basket walking through the forest. Oh my god. There's a little other kind of nature trail that leads through here over to the apiary. But if we go to the left, and also this leads back down to like Jitters' house and the little cafe there. But if we go to the right, we get to Kitty's house. I love it so much. I did give her a blue rose wreath just because on my original island, Glenny, this was where Apollo's house was. So I'm kind of doing a little nod to Apollo here, which I love. If you know, you know. And I give her a lot of rattan stuff, which I think is cute. I didn't really do that anywhere else on the island with rattan furniture, so I think that's adorable. And she has a nice riverside, you know, situation to sit. And then we have Opal's house. I love Opal's photo so much. I also gave her a Lily record player. And it's just so cute. I actually really love the way that Opal's house is. Like the exterior of it feels so town core cute. Up from Opal's house, we have a little records shop. A little record shop. And this is an area where our little Weber can come outside and work for a little bit. Weber is a music student, but his house is actually a full recording studio as well. There's a lot of music being made on this island, and Weber's house is like the epicenter of the musician scene on Granola. Of course, we have another little bench, and this is where you can go up towards the park again. But we're going to continue through to Nook's Cranny. I love this Nook's Cranny. It's so cute. It feels so quaint. I love the seating out in front of it. And I love these little vending machines to the side are so cute. I always love having an ATM like right next to Able Sisters. It just makes sense. It's so cute. And then if you go back through this little way, you can actually get to my house and a little workshop. So there's a little trail here, and then you have my workshop. I love my workshop so much. Oh my god, like this island truly is like so nostalgic for me. I love it so much because there are elements of like all the previous islands that have influenced this one, and this build is a direct influence from the first Animal Crossing island that I ever had, which was Glenny. And I had a little workshop right in this position. Up from here is my house. So it's very easy, like, when I first get into the game to come over here and, like, get a new outfit on and like, clean up my pockets and get out of my storage whatever I need to get out. And I really like having it here. And down again we go. There's a lot of back and forth, backtracking. If we go down this incline, we're led back to resident services, which maybe we'll just do a quick run through. I have another little crafting area down here and another little ATM tucked away. But we can go into resident services from this way and through, and then pop out on the other side, and now we can cover the right side of Granola. So to the right of the entrance here, we have our beautiful bakery. I really, really, really adore this bakery. This was one of the very few builds that stuck around from the very first version of Granola, Coffee Core Edition. I'm obsessed with it. I think it's so freaking cute. There's so many different like layers of things going on, and it feels so like grand. This feels like the ultimate bakery. Like, it's not the bakery that you're going to like get the Instagram shot for. It's the bakery that you're going to because it's going to be fresh as heck, and if you don't go first thing in the morning, all the good croissants are going to be gone. All of their like premium offerings are going to be totally sold out. It's so cute. I love it. I also really love this seating area out front, and even more, I'm obsessed with this. I don't honestly know why this little balcony brings me so much joy, but it truly does. I love it. It's like they have an apartment upstairs from the bakery, and this is like a little balcony for the downstairs, like for the upstairs neighbors. It's so cute and precious. It's just so cute and precious, and I love it. I love that there's a ladder to get down. I probably could have added the ladder on the side, but I feel like having the ladder on the front makes it feel like kind of quaint. I also have the peninsula, which I don't think has changed very much from the first version of Granola, but I really like how it is. Like, it's just so cute. It'll probably always stay like that. And I just love the string lights in front of the pergola. It just brings me so much joy. Down onto the beach, we have our tiki bar. I'm obsessed. And I gave the little gyroids a special moment here in front of the tiki bar. They are just having a little meeting, apparently, on this island. The tiki bar changed quite a bit from the first version of Granola, and I moved the beach that it was on entirely. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think that the fabric that I've used on all these seats is so silly and cute. I'm obsessed. So going up from all of that, we have a little bus stop, and then we have our little, you know, phone booth and tiny library. But beside that is, you guessed it, another cafe. And this cafe is so cute. It feels more like a drive-through location. This is like, I'm on the way to the office. I don't have time to like stop for a very long time. I grab a magazine and I'm gone. I also love that you can actually get back into it and like cosplay the little barista stressed out in this little box all day. I even put the Gran's Coffee logo back there onto the display stand thing. And it's just very cute. It's just very cute and very little, and it makes me so happy. And I like how this like takeout window to the side. I did base it very much off of a build that I saw on Pinterest as well. And I just love how this little road kind of like curves around it. Very cute. So back here, we have our lovely memorial. This is the memorial garden for the first version of Granola. The retirement forest Granola villagers are here in spirit. I really, really love how this memorial garden turned out. I love the angel. And I just love having to see all their faces is so cute. I'm going to be moving this garden to inside of my home in the future in the next version of Granola because it is getting a little bit big to have this whole garden. We're going to be moving her indoors, but I really am so glad that I got each one of these villager photos as a memory from the first island. It's so cute. And we have an existing build, which is this little stargazing area. I just saw the clock on so many people's islands, and I had to put a clock outside near a stargazing area because I think that's so cute. And of course, across this little bridge is another coffee shop. This is a mobile coffee shop in a little coffee truck, and it's near the camping area and also the library and the art studio, which we'll see in a second. I love how it turned out. Something about all of these different kinds of pathing overlaid with scattered papers in this area just makes my heart happy. I'm not sure. Something about it. It's just good. To the right, of course, we have a little picnic area for the campsite. And then we have a little lounge chair situation, a camp out, cookout vibe over here. And then we have our campsite, which I just realized that once again, I forgot to put a campsite villager in for the dream address. What are you gonna do? There's a tent here. They're setting up. It honestly looks cute without the campsite villager here too. But at night with the campsite villager, it does look pretty amazing. I will say that. Back past this truck, we have the art studio. Oh my gosh. This is a build that, what the heck? Oh! I replaced one design and I didn't think that I used it anywhere, but apparently I used it here. But it doesn't even matter what design it is because you display it as a painting and it just shows up like this. So I broke my build by accident, but that's okay. I didn't, it's still in the dream address, it's fine. That's really funny. I just replaced it and I didn't even realize that that was what it was. I'm obsessed with this build. It definitely has to be included on like every version of Granola from here on out because it just is precious. There's so many good like art items and I kept it pretty neutral. I kept it pretty beige mom because I wanted it to feel natural. I wanted it to kind of like sink in like the natural clay, the natural colors of paint in that paint buckets over there, a little coffee, and I put this little lily on top of this stump as if that was like the subject of the painting that this person is doing. And I put a little hand washing station, a little brush washing station to the left there. Pottery. I just think it's so cute. I love it. I love it so much. I'm so happy with this version of Granola. And coming up from the art studio, we have another favorite build of mine, which is the library. And it's pretty close to the school, so I think that's pretty cute. We have a couple of bears here studying. We have a couple of other little study desks here and a place for the main librarian to sit with a telephone and some lilies. And she's got a little paper bag that she can put all your books in. I also just really love the foreground here with the bike and the scattered papers and a little delivery coming in for the library. And then back further into the library over here, there are some seating areas. I always have loved putting the jail bars behind the medieval gate to make it look like dimension to the windows. I put some seating back here so people could like have a little more of a cozy study nook. Maybe that's like the quiet zone back here. And it really turned out very well. And then we're back at my little workshop and we come up here and we are at my house. Never mind this. This was accidental. It's not in the dream. This is my little house. I like this yard. It's very simple, very cute. I didn't want to go too crazy with, you know, a bunch of items in this area, and I didn't really have a specific theme that I wanted to carry into my yard, so I just gave a little place to drink some coffee and a little garden kind of moment. And of course, I have my very own bike here that's ready to take me wherever I need to go on the island. Now, I did decorate one room in this house. So we'll go into the main room. All the other rooms are either unchanged from the first version of Granola or empty. So this is the coffee core center of the house. I made it into like kind of a multi-purpose room. There is a little dining table, a little place to play some piano, and then on the other side, you can see all of the memorial of all the accomplishments that I've had, all my HHA trophies, and then the amount of the museum that I have finished to date, which I'm pretty excited about. I only have to finish the art and the fish exhibits, but I've gotten all the sea creatures, all the fossils, and all of the bugs so far. Oh, Kyle. See, that's a problem. You go and spend some time in your house, and before long, you get a visitor. Okay, cafe, oh yay. Wow, way to rhyme. He showed up in his best suit as well. We have a little seating area here, and then we also have a little kitchen moment. Kyle, did I surprise you? Good, that was my primary goal. That reminds me, I have a little gift for you. I hope it's to your taste, you fabulous gourmand. An orange. Your mom's tea cozy gives this room a real homey feeling. It's like I'm hanging out in a blanket. Your mom's tea cozy. I feel so warm, so cozy. I don't ever want to leave. Just kidding. Haha, I'll leave eventually. That's really, really ominous there, Kyle. So this is where the magic happens, eh? I'm glad I'm here to get the unofficial behind-the-scenes insider-only tour, right? Hmm. Actually, it's funny that you say that, Kyle, because I'm doing a tour for kind of everybody right now. Kyle, I'm gonna leave now. So that is the final tour of Granola Coffee Core Edition, but no island tour of mine would be complete without a final montage. So here it is, everybody. Enjoy. Oh my gosh. I can never fit all the footage that I want into one montage, so we have to make a second montage. Here's more footage from the island parties. And that is the whole video, everybody. Thank you so much for watching today. If you did like this video, remember to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. If you're interested in seeing me do even more with this island and with my other Switches island as well, we are going to be getting into redecorating this island for its third chapter, which is Red Romance. Once again, if you would like to see all of the planning that's going into that next theme, then check out this video here. And other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody!